us. I, like many of you, are absolutely appalled, devastated, frustrated by what is going on. I had created, you might have heard of that, the Untold Shelter Story project. You might have seen some videos on the internet now. It's a combination of a main video which exposes the atrocity of ACC and also stories such as you're hearing here today. The idea is to bring attention to mainstream media. I mean mainstream people. We already know about that, but we've got to get word out to the other general public. Without awareness, there is no chance for change. So that's part of the goal of the videos, was to bring awareness to what's happening, to get your stories, all of your stories. Everybody here has something to say. You've gotten my card, and if not, I will give you the card, because on the website, thepoorsoul.com, will be where you can fill out just put in your name and email so that I can keep you abreast of the next step, which will be an action campaign. So it's not just the videos, it's action, and action where things will happen. And wonderful things are happening now. The fact that we have lawyers stepping up to the plate now to take on the ACC. This is a good sign. We have Pause Across America here to teach people how to advocate and how to vote for humane people that are in office. We have the rally, we have the Untold Shelter Stories, and we need you. Everybody is here today to be part of the Untold Shelter Stories because you all have something to say. So even if you're shy, you can still make a story. You can do it at home. Again, go to the website. You'll get instructions. These are homemade little videos. These are going to be shown to media and legislators and politicians and change makers. My feeling on this is that the more our voices are told, the more stories they hear, and all over the internet they cannot ignore us any longer. Now, also there's an election There's an election year coming up, and what politicians, they want to stay in office, right? So this is where we leverage our power as people who vote. So my goal with the Untold Shelter Stories is to show them the stories, show them the reality. The vision I had was an attempt to see if we can appeal to get them what I call the visual, visceral, to get them to feel it, to see that this story is not only about the animals, it is about the devastation of the people who are adopting, the rescues that are adopting, and have the emotional and financial burden to try to save these animals when the ACC is not doing what they should be doing. They have the money, but the bottom line is, if you have an organization that has no true intention of changing it, then we're not going to get anywhere. So the idea of the campaign to follow this, because we do have momentum, and a lot of times when we have things like this, everyone's psyched up, but then what do we do? So we're going to attempt probably something insane, an ongoing action campaign. The idea is to keep the pressure on at a continuous rate, slowly, steady, that all your voices are heard, because your voices need to be the voice inside of each and every change maker and politician. Because once there's silence, what happens? All the other issues come in. The people issues, which we know are important too, but what happens? All the animal issues, boom, go down to the bottom. So we want our voices constantly playing in their heads so that they start to listen to us and make the changes, start to make changes. Now, in the action campaign, as you know, there's different levels of change. There's the legal change, which can take years, as you know, and what we're focusing on is not only letting politicians know there's long-term changes, and that we're trying to get them, ask the politicians to do something different. When they tell me, well, I have no say, I can't do anything, yes, they can. They can be proactive, they can speak up and speak out for these animals. There is no reason they can't pick up the phone and call somebody like the mayor after seeing the videos and going, oh my God, I had no idea what's going on in this city. We can do better. And so we want them to pressure the mayor to get these shelters built now and cut through the bureaucracy once and for all. But we also know that in the end, just building lots of shelters is not the answer. We have to get to the root cause of why these animals are homeless in the first place, spay and neuter, humane education, and many other things that you know that have to be done. But I like to what I have called in the meantime. So the action campaign is to focus on what can we do in the meantime. And in the meantime, I feel to pressure these politicians to get the simple, doable things that can be done today implemented. All the things you've been asking for. A phone, folks, a telephone, that you can get somebody without going through automated systems. So when you see an animal that's on death row, you get somebody. As you know from these stories, that there are people who have lost animals that were killed because they couldn't get through to somebody on a phone. There are people, animals have been killed because of an email system. Okay, this is something that is doable, it is easy to do, and there's no excuse. The kill list hours, what they like to make it pretty, the at-risk list, which we know is the kill list. Okay, 18 hours. What kind to me? That to me is like, it's emotional torture on us. It's like, who's up at 3 o'clock in the morning looking for an animal? Okay? So, we are asking these politicians, except if you're in different countries. Yes, you're up, and if you're advocates, you're up all hours of the night. Okay, but the idea is to get them to get these politicians to tell the change makers, look, 18 hours is nothing. We need to give them time. 48 hours. No killing on the weekends when rescue groups are busy and can't pull them anyway. These are doable. There's nothing to change. It's simple. Outreach. Very simple, easy, doable solutions. The vans, the adoption vans. How about having animals in the adoption vans? Media coverage. Do you know that they are losing opportunities on things that are happening? Besides all the free cable shows, networking. I mean, other organizations are doing it. Best Friends is doing it. All organizations know how to do it. Why isn't ACC doing it? So,
because it's not their motivation.
Exactly. So we have to switch that their motivation, that they change their whole protocol to become a true no-kill where no adoptable pet is killed. But we have to get the administration and people in there who are going to do that. What does that mean? Like people said, you got to get the DOH, you got to overdo the whole system, get people out, to get people in who really care about it, the animals, because without the intention, there is nothing going to happen. They have to change their mission statement. The whole thing has to be revamped. So, in the action campaign, again, we are going to pressure the people to get the doable solutions that can be done today. Okay? And that's what the focus is. And we're going to tell these politicians, look, if you want us to stand behind you, we will. But you have to show us now, not after in the promises. What are you going to do today to get help for these shelter animals? We want these simple things implemented like yesterday. Because these simple things to start, these are our demands. I guess you call them demands at this point. With simple, doable things, these two things alone, to make the kill list longer hours and have a phone right there, can save lives right there. So, please, go to thepoorSouls.com. I gave you the cards. Please get on to the mailing list so that you can receive the action alerts. And please, I need everybody who's here to speak out. You don't even have to be on the camera if you're shy. You can even hold up an animal and talk on their behalf. Each and every one of you. That's like many, many voices here today. To put them into the story. The more voices, they can't ignore us anymore. That's the whole idea. Okay? And wait, there was a quote in honor of the quote mistress. If I can hold on, can you hold that? All right. Bear with me. These are the notes that I did not use. Open the mic, please. These are the notes I did not use. But here, oh my God, I can't find what I'm looking for. But it was something from St. Francis along the lines of you do what you can. I'm paraphrasing completely. Do what's possible, take action or something, and then make things possible. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make the impossible possible and get the reform we've been looking for, what, how many, 20 years? Okay? But each and every one of you has to take the action steps. I know it's a pain in the butt, but we have to keep up the pressure. Okay, we will prevail, and the animals will get what they deserve, a healthy, happy life, and get out of shelter.